What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm starting a series called Car Talk. Let's talk about it. So if you guys want to skip the introduction to the series, I'll drop a little timestamp somewhere down here of where the actual video really starts. So yeah. So this series is just me basically in my car talking about car stuff and sometimes life stuff. And occasionally, if I can, I might have a friend come in, you feel me? Or it might just be me. But hopefully on occasions I can get the homies in here and we can talk about car stuff and life stuff. So that's basically all this series is, you feel me? Not sure how long the series is gonna go for, but I figured it'd be a cool idea to kind of give you guys a chance to kind of get to know me a little bit and, you know, things of that nature. So the context of this video is basically just giving out advice that I wish I had when I first started YouTube. So the first piece of advice I wish I had when I first started YouTube is actually a piece of advice I just ran across. I want to say it was about a month ago or so. And this advice came from that dude Derek, who's also a automotive content creator. And, you know, I was actually just scrolling on TikTok and one of his videos popped up. And so what he was saying is that, you know, don't create content, document it. And so if you know me, and I'm sure it's like this for a lot of other content creators, a big thing for us is trying to find things to make videos about, and sometimes we kind of don't have things to make videos about, or sometimes it's hard to kind of get an idea of what you want to make a video about on a specific day, because you try to keep things real car based, and you know, because a lot of people enjoy seeing hands-on car stuff when it comes to videos and stuff like that. But we don't always have a day where we can work on our car or we have anything to really do with our car. It made me think about, you know, the fact that really anything can be made into content. It's really just how you think about it. I've always had kind of a hard time coming up with certain ideas for videos that are not boring, or try not to, darn, what I'm trying to say, that aren't boring in my opinion to others. Sometimes I'm a little harsh on myself, I feel like. So this is a big thing that I've kind of trying to overcome, you feel me? And so I got an idea to start Car Talk. I'm sorry, I was getting ready to mess with and say Cart Talk, you feel me? But yeah, so that's kind of where the idea came from. But yeah, I feel like that was a great piece of advice that I learned this year, and I'm glad I ran into that. So thanks, Derek, for that. Appreciate it, gang. Another piece of advice I will give to others is just start, you feel me? If I could go back and do it all over again, I would have started a lot earlier. And when I say a lot earlier, I mean like before I even bought the car. Like, this was something I knew I wanted to do back in 2019, 18-ish, you feel me? And I bought this car in 2024. So yeah, I wish I did start earlier. And you know, I didn't start doing YouTube until about, I want to say 6 months after I got the car, because I was doing Instagram and stuff like that, and I was like, I knew I wanted to do YouTube, but I didn't know where to start, I guess. And so, you know, maybe me, I'm like, okay, where do I start? What should I do? The main thing I realized later on down the road was I should have just started earlier. I wish I would have recorded the day that I went and picked the car up, you feel me? Because honestly, I feel like that was one of the greatest moments, you feel me, in the start of all of this and what I got going on as a YouTuber. Because one, obviously, it was my first time going to buy a car by myself. Not, okay, technically by myself without my mom, you feel me? It was just me and the homie. And so I felt like that was just one of those moments that really stick with you, you feel me? Especially going into like your adulthood of life. And so, yeah, you know, I wish I had recorded all of that. But hey, that's life, right? I'm giving that advice to you guys. So, you know, you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Not that it's a mistake, but it would have been cool to look back on that. You know, even the fact that when I got the car, like almost a month after I got the car, the engine blew up. You feel me? And so I kind of wish I had documented all that, taking the car to the shop, picking it up and stuff like that, having to take it back. You feel me? Get my transmission freaking fixed and the engine redone again because it had a leaking rear seal, whatever you want to call that. Sorry, I don't remember the exact term. I think that's it though. So yeah, I wish I had documented all that because that would have been cool to start my channel off with. But you know, I'm glad I started regardless. Another thing I would tell people is get used to filming in public, because if you want to do this, you're gonna have to at some point film in public. Well, maybe not, but I know me, I'm gonna want to go to events, I'm gonna want to go meet people and stuff like that. So I definitely am gonna have to get used to filming in public. I'm kind of used to it, but at the same time, some days it just depends on the day. I'm kind of nervous when I go out there. I'm still kind of trying to get used to the fact that people see me with the camera in my hand, like, oh, what's this dude recording? You feel me? And stuff like that. And so sometimes I look and I see somebody watching me, or like, you feel me? And it's kind of cringy, but I do have to realize that that's just a part of this career life that I'm trying to go into. So yeah, definitely get used to that. I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be easy, and it might not be at all easy for some, but trust me, definitely get used to it. I would start filming around my friends. You feel me? That's kind of how I started doing it, because when I first started, it was weird. You feel me? But when it's around your homies and stuff, it's almost like it doesn't feel weird at all. Another thing I want to tell people, and I tell people all the time, is that you don't need anything expensive to start doing YouTube. Trust me, no matter what you see a lot of these other YouTubers do with these expensive cars, expensive camera setups and stuff like that, you don't have to spend hella money off the bat from the start. You feel me? It's okay to start with your iPhone or something like that. There's nothing wrong with that. iPhone is more than capable of being used for filming YouTube videos. So if you just have an iPhone, you don't have no crazy camera or anything like that, just start with that. I promise it's a good start. You don't need an expensive car. Stop thinking that you guys need this crazy car to start this. Yeah, a lot of people want to see specific cars, but there's also a lot of people who just want to see you from your starting point and the progress that you make over time. So don't worry about trying to sit there and spend hella money for something. Another good thing to also take away from this video, if you can, is gain inspiration wherever you can get it. Whether it's from other content creators who are not in the same niche as you, or content creators who are doing the exact same thing as you. Because there have been a lot of times where I might have had like a brain fart, or like I had no ideas for some reason for a video. And so I just kind of go along and watch people that inspired me to start doing YouTube. And sometimes I might get like a idea from watching their video. So I would suggest also writing it down, putting it somewhere on your phone like that. If you can, plan out video ideas when you first get it. That way you just don't lose it. You feel me? Like I said, you don't have to sit here, and kind of goes back to like my first piece of advice. It's not about creating content, it's just documenting. But there's also times where you might need to plan something out when you're brainstorming and stuff, because there's nothing wrong with actually taking time to create content. You feel me? You want to do a little bit of both. I want to do a little bit of both. There's times I want to create content, then there's other times where I say, okay, look, how about I just document this, what I got going on today. So yeah, you know me, and I personally put it in my iPhone notes. You feel me? I'm sure other phones, most phones do have like a notepad that you can put stuff in. Sometimes I'll just bring up a note. You feel me? I label it YouTube ideas, YouTube video ideas, and then I'll jot them down. If you have to, shout out to ChatGPT. ChatGPT has given me a few good video ideas. I know that some people also, sometimes they will say that, you know, they were scared to start. You feel me? Maybe because of people around them saying that, you know, yo, you got this idea, you didn't told your friends and stuff like that, and they're just like not interested in it as much as you are. And just know that that's okay. You feel me? I have some friends who are not interested in what it is that I do, and that's cool. You feel me? I have other friends that are interested in what I do. I think that's one of the biggest things that I learned, not in the beginning, but as time went on doing all this is that it's okay. You don't really need anybody to rock with you in the idea that you got going on for yourself as far as how your dream goes. All you really need is yourself. Really, if anything, that's probably one of the most important pieces of advice that I would hope you guys will take away from this whole video. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to YouTube and stuff like that, most people that you tell are probably gonna look at you crazy. Like, yeah, my dream is to be a YouTuber. And they're gonna be like, how about you just get a regular job and work there for the next 50 years? What? How about instead, just don't worry about them. Work at your regular job for a little bit. Use that to fund your YouTube career, which is what a lot of people do. You feel me? Unless you got parents that got money like that, which is what I wish I had. People be talking about daddy's money. I wish I had that. I wish I had daddy and mommy's money. You feel me? So it's like, if you do got that, don't even worry about what people are saying, bro. I feel like all that matters is that you're down to earth, you're cool, you treat everybody the same. You feel me? Treat people with respect and stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with daddy's money, but also, if you can, find people who are doing the same thing that you're doing. I have one friend, it's my homie Gabe. He's also a YouTuber. I will link his YouTube somewhere right here. But Gabe is also an automotive YouTuber, and I met him through Instagram. I think it was Instagram or a car meet. It's one of those. Anyway, find people who are doing the same thing that you're doing, and a lot of times you guys support each other. The funny thing is, Gabe is the only person that I know that actually does the same thing I do. I know one other person, kind of run into each other here and there, is Brian 5050 Brian. I'll also drop his YouTube somewhere right here. Shout out to you guys. Much love. Like I said, get around people who are like-minded like you versus being around people who are like just downplaying everything you got going on. You feel me? Doesn't have to go for just car stuff. It can go for anything, whether it's a business, tattoos, freaking shoe reseller, car detailer. Just get around people who are like you. You feel me? I promise you, it's gonna be a good thing. If there is any advice, say maybe you're a content creator. If you're a big content creator or a smaller content creator, if you maybe have advice that you feel like you wish you had learned when you started this, please do drop them in the comments because it's very appreciated. You feel me? Like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.